There's an Instagram outage that just happened. I have some ideas on Facebook and Instagram, and in the light of the outage, I think I should be a good time to bring those up and discuss those a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about how, and I want to follow up with this probably next week if the situation's good enough, but talk about how these companies are selling us our childhoods back to us. There's a lot of interesting things going on with Borderlands, the next Transformers movie, the Mattel movies in the wake of Barbie, and all these movies, especially even the comic movies that's hitting on nostalgia. It's trying to pull us along and string us along by our pocketbooks based on our nostalgia. So, got some information on that. I want to discuss that a little bit with you. Also, Mickey Mouse is going, I don't know why I said it like, I don't know why I said it like he didn't have a last name. I was like, Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse and Steamboat Willie are going in the public domain. Now, what that means is they're going to be able to be used by anybody basically for any purpose. So whenever this happens, happened just recently with Winnie the Pooh, it happened with Mickey Mouse as well. Now we've got an update on what they're doing with that. And there's a new trailer that's out about a horror based Mickey Mouse film. Like, how can they do that without getting sued? Exactly. So public domain law comes into effect, and we're seeing the fruits of that, the rotten fruits of that come up. We're going to get into that in a second. And as I mentioned earlier, Instagram is doing a different kind of thing. And I want to talk a little bit about how that relates to actual magazines. The magazine industry is going away. It's been dying along with the newspaper industry. And we're seeing how that's taking effect in the real world too. Did you just catch what I did? I said the real world as if the physical books and the physical paper products weren't real world, and the real world is actually what's on the internet. I actually just made that little slip right then. That's very interesting. Yes, the real world is on the internet now, and apparently the fake world is being printed on paper. So I got a little bit on that with Sports Illustrated, who's basically gone now. Sad to say. And we got a little. I want to bring up a little story on Substack as well, and Dave Chappelle walking off stage. So that's basically the intro. This isn't going to be a terribly long episode. I do have things to say. I'm going to bring up and talk about them, but I'm not going to go on my traditional back and forth that takes an entire hour. So stick with this as long as you can. I think we've got some good stuff going on. But first off, Instagram went out this week. There was an Instagram outage. CNN reported this, and let me just read from them. So this is by Claire Duffy from CNN. Facebook and Instagram outage. Widespread disruption resolved. This wasn't that big of a news story, but if you remember way back in the day, Mark Zuckerberg was very adamant. Facebook doesn't go down. And he was very sincere about keeping Facebook up at all times, because if this is supposed to be like a utility, a social utility, a tool for people to use at any time, contact your friends, message people, record a video, let somebody know your status update, let somebody know if you're okay. If you're in the middle of a hurricane, maybe you can say, hey, come help me. I'm out here. The whole point was to be more than just an idea, but a service that never really goes down. In the past couple of years, Facebook has been going down here and there. Service has been broken, maybe not globally, but service has been broken in certain areas. Definitely, the system can't handle certain things. There hasn't been too much talk of hacking or attacking the system and that causing the problem, but I don't know. They're denying that there was some sort of concerted attack on Facebook that caused this, and they say it's just a technical issue. So with a system this large, where you're dealing with not just Facebook, not just Instagram, not just Messenger, not just Threads, not just WhatsApp, you're dealing with all of those together and whatever other things they've got going on. You've got your Meta AI, which is integrated into products. You've got your video conferencing, which is actually pretty good. And when I said you could just live stream or record or whatever, one thing people also do with Facebook in a lot of places, you don't even have to have a phone number. If you just have Facebook friends, you can actually call them on Facebook like a regular phone call. Interestingly enough, the quality is usually better than I get when I'm calling somebody on the phone. So I don't know what that means, but I'm saying all that to say Facebook has a lot going on. And with all these different programs and different platforms that they've put under their big Meta umbrella, and let's not forget any type of metaverse type of development and support they're doing. With all this going on, Facebook went down and it became a huge issue for everybody. Everybody freaked out. When Threads went down, people jumped onto Facebook to try to see what was going on. Obviously, they couldn't, so they jumped over to Instagram. They couldn't. They may have tried to contact one of their friends on WhatsApp. They couldn't. If your entire business or your entire life connectivity was based through Facebook, you couldn't message anybody, you couldn't do anything. You really got an issue going on. For about 2 hours, the system was down. And it says here from the article, as many as 500,000 Facebook users had reported issues. Now, 500,000 are reporting they had issues, then obviously a lot more did. And I forgot how many users Facebook is up to. Let's see if Bard AI knows the answer. How many active users does Facebook have right now? And this is just Facebook I'm looking at. Let's see. Boom, 3.049 billion. That is a large group of people. And obviously, a lot of them are here in the United States. But if you've got a system like Facebook that can, and Instagram and Meta that can and WhatsApp that can instantly converse with a lot of people, this is a valuable tool. People poo on Facebook, but it does a good job. And this article states that people were logged out. Some people just couldn't turn on the system. Some it said their feed couldn't be loaded. And Meta's status page on Tuesday showed that major disruptions impacted Facebook login as well as other areas of the platform. Well, I say all that and emphasize it to say that you need to make sure that one, you have all of your ducks in a row. You need to have everything together to exist without one platform holding you. If you've got stuff on Google, you need to make sure you also have it on a Microsoft platform, maybe also have it on a Meta platform, maybe also have it on an Apple platform. This is called, in financial terms, it would be diversification. You need to, diversify your money pools. You need to diversify your data, your processing, your media pools. If you can only pull from one area, let's say you have a video conference to do and you're going to do it over Facebook or over Zoom or something, and that platform goes down. What do? Do you just sit there and not do it? No, you need to kick out an email to all those people or send out a mass text message. Hey, we're going to do this and this. Boom. The system keeps going. The system keeps flowing and you're not down for 2 hours. So even though Facebook may have been down for 2 hours, you may have been down for much longer than that. Individual people may not have gotten back online. They may not have gotten their password issues sorted out. I was talking to a guy on Threads. His account was apparently okay, but when he tried logging in on his desktop instead of his phone, he tried logging in the desktop. It said no, and then when he went back into it, his phone gave him problems, and went through this whole verification process. So it may take much longer than just, oh, we're down and oh, we're up. And you could really be out of gas if you're trying to run a business or run your life, or you're putting all your eggs in this one Meta basket. And if we know anything about how the internet has worked, you shouldn't put everything in that one Meta basket. You've got to have things spread out amongst different places to make sure that you're safe, that you're covering all your bases, and that you're going to be around for the next digital revolution or whatever.